Back out here on the floor out of Chicago. I am here with Sean Robinson of Lumix.
How's it going, man?
Great to see you at all these shows, and it's always great when you bring us new toys that I don't get sent early. So I get to see them here, and I get to play with them, and maybe take some pictures with them later.
Well, that's all right. This one is still a very new lens. It's only been out since the 15th. So
Yep. I've been seeing it on the boards and everything. So let's start with the lens, since that's brand new. So what do you got? You got a 12 millimeter.
Yeah. So adding to the Leica lineup that we have, we've got a 12 millimeter 1.4 Summilux now. Nice. It is really the kind of perfect lens if you're looking at, you want that kind of more classic 24 millimeter field of view. You want uncompromising optics that Leica's kind of always delivered with us and in general for themselves, and bring it into the Micro Four Thirds format now. So it's super sharp, tiny, corner to corner. Awesome control of flare, great control of chromatic aberration, and just a really sweet piece of glass.
Excellent. Now you have that matched up, and it's nicely weighted too with the new GX85.
Yes. Yeah.
So what makes this special? Because it's a smaller form factor, but what else is going on with this?
Yeah. So the GX85 is kind of a throwback to the GX7. When that first came out, it had a huge following because of the size, the compact nature. It was the first camera from Panasonic that had the in-body stabilization. So when the GX8 came out, there were a bunch of shooters that were a little annoyed because it was a little too big. It was a departure from that series camera.
Got like wider kind of,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it got wider. It was heavier. It's weather sealed. So there were major improvements there with the new sensor. But we kind of did it again.
Yeah.
We came out with this guy. We dropped back to the 16 megapixel chip, but we removed the low pass filter now. So you're getting much nicer sharpness, much better micro contrast, way better color rendition, and on top of it, it's now housed in a 5-axis magnetic stabilizer versus the GX8
in the body. And then you have it on a lot of lenses too.
Yeah. So any of the Lumix lenses that have an optic stabilizer would be compatible with dual IS as long as it's on the list that we've put up on Lumix Lounge.
Cool.
So the new 5-axis stabilizer brings us a lot of really cool features with it, especially for the video guys.
Yeah.
As a lot of people know with the GX8, it was mechanical 4-axis, so you couldn't preview it live on the screen, the actual effects of stabilization.
Okay.
Now that we moved to the 5-axis magnetic stabilizer, you're getting that actual preview
of what
while you're shooting. So you're actually seeing the effects of the stabilizer working. And it's not just on the overview or while you're recording. It's as soon as you half press the shutter button, it's activated.
It's going.
Yeah. Now, if you're using old glass, manual focus glass as well, and you do the punch in for manual focusing, it's also active during that.
So you were telling us some interesting stuff that I didn't know. We were talking about like watt halves and things that we're wish listing. And you were saying when you put some of these cameras on, I don't know, you could tell me which ones, on a tripod, it'll actually unactivate or turn off the image stabilization when it knows it's perfectly stable.
Yeah, so with our system, from everything that I've shot with it and a bunch of us have been working with, you don't necessarily have to go in and turn the stabilizer off.
Okay.
If the camera detects movement, it's going to activate the stabilizer. If it detects constant movement, then it may disable the stabilizer. If it's stationary, you should be fine. It's centralized. It's not moving anything.
So it's not going to ruin it or break it or make your picture blurry. Like a Canon lens, you got to turn it off all the time because
it's that floating element. Now there are some purists still that will always want to turn it off, and you can always customize a button to shut it off and really give no chance of it happening. But in a lot of my shooting with this camera so far, I mean, I've been shooting with it since about February, running it through its paces before it came out. I've had the thing on a tripod, not ever taken the stabilizer off, and never noticed anything that was any kind of issue. And on top of that, because that actually brings up another point with the cameras, that it also has a new shutter design.
Cool.
So with the GX8 and a bunch of other mirrorless cameras in general, as resolution's growing, you're starting to see the effects of what people call shutter shock or things like that. So with the GX85, we put a new shutter design in it that's electromagnetically driven, so that dramatically reduces, if not completely negates shutter shock effects.
Cool.
It's way more accurate, a lot faster, and it's a lot quieter too. So think Leica M3 levels of how loud the shutter can be. We're down in that level now.
Awesome. Still has a viewfinder, so that's good because when you get smaller, a lot of these camera companies ditch that, and photographers are like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So
this does bring back the viewfinder from the GX7, a very similar version of it. So it's 16 by 9.
Right?
Yeah, and we brought back the actual tilt screen. Some people loved the fully articulating screen. Some people really just wanted us to have the actual tilt screen back.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I love it. Anything else you want to tell us about either one of those?
So the GX85 is available now. It has started shipping in all of our photo specialty dealers, as well as some of our other major retailers. Comes in a kit, and there are some body onlys available. The 12 millimeter, like I said, was just announced on the 15th of this month, so you should start seeing that hopefully in the next month or so.
Okay.
Shipping out, it's going to end up selling for $1,300.
So $1,300, and how much did you say?
$799 for the kit, and that comes with the 12 to 32.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So check it out. We're going to put a link below to B&H down there. So support our whole show and everything on that. And we appreciate you coming out and telling us about new toys.
Yeah, man.
So I can't wait to play with it and shoot it and stuff. So awesome. Thanks a lot.